to keep coming on in.
Next on Northwest News Evening Edition, 2 hunters face years in prison after authorities say they killed a federally protected grizzly bear. Then half the mystery just about solved. Now detectives tackle the big questions. How did 8-year-old Robert Manuel die? And some Oregon schools don't quite make the grade under the government's guidelines, but one principal says she knows how to turn things around. We're glad you're with us this evening. I'm Eric Sandoval. Those stories plus a major source for weather information makes a big Northwest move. Start right now.
This is NWCN, Northwest Cable News. Northwest News and weather 24 hours a day. Now, Northwest News Evening Edition.
Killing a grizzly bear anywhere in the U.S. violates the Endangered Species Act. Well, tonight, 2 Northwest men are accused of not only pulling the trigger on a grizzly, but transporting its body. King 5's Gary Chittum reports if convicted, those men could spend years in federal prison.
Biologists captured video of this aggravated grizzly in Washington State's Selkirk Mountains several years ago. This is where 2 men reportedly shot one of the federally protected bears. The 2 allegedly traveled from their homes in Grant County, Washington to the Selkirks in Pend Oreille County in October of 2007 to hunt for moose and black bear. Investigators say during that trip, the men shot and killed a federally protected grizzly bear. Then, without reporting it, transported the animal back to property near their homes in the Moses Lake area. State and federal wildlife officers say a tip led them to the suspects and a site where they allegedly tried to hide the bear.
Officers found a grizzly bear carcass and a grizzly bear hide and head in 2 separate holes buried on the family farm.
Investigators released this photo of a mature male grizzly bear pelt. They were also able to determine from tests that this bear was a valuable research subject.
It had an ear tag. Biologists had been tracking that animal for 14 years, so we know a lot about its life history.
It really increases the chance that this animal is not going to be able to make it. And we cannot afford to lose any more bears in the Cascades or the Selkirks.
Court documents obtained by King 5 show the 2 Moses Lake area men, Brandon Roadback and Curtis Cox, face 2 federal charges each for violating endangered species protection rules and transporting illegally obtained wildlife. If convicted, they could end up in federal prison. We tried unsuccessfully to contact both of the suspects in the case. They are scheduled to make an appearance in front of a federal magistrate in Spokane early next week. Near North Bend, Gary Chittum, King 5 News.
Boise police are staying tight-lipped tonight in what is next in the case surrounding a missing 8-year-old boy. Earlier today, the Ada County Coroner's Office tentatively identified a young boy's body found in a canal yesterday as Robert Manuel. Now, Robert went missing about a week and a half ago. Dental records will be the final confirmation on that. As of tonight, we know very little about the little boy that was found in the canal, how he died, if he died in the water or if he was killed first. We expect an update from the Boise police sometime tomorrow. Meantime, a vigil is turning out to be an all-out memorial outside the apartment where Robert was staying with his mother when he disappeared. Many people stopped by today to leave flowers and stuffed animals to show their support for the family. One little boy who knew Robert told us what he thought of the growing tribute to his friend.
It tells me that everybody cares. Like, hope never went away. Just more and more came.
We're told the stuffed animals will go to the Ronald McDonald House. A new report out shows a record number of Oregon's public schools don't meet federal standards. News Channel 8's Ann Yeager spoke with the principal of one of the schools who says she knows what the problem is.
On paper, it looks like Jefferson High School here in Portland is failing its students, but they have a principal who loves a challenge. In fact, she says, bring it on. Dr. Cynthia Harris is the type of principal who doesn't like to look in the rearview mirror. It's full speed ahead.
A lot of the kids come here, they're already low when they get here. So we have a lot of work to do, but we're encouraged and we feel like we're gonna rise.
She's got a real challenge on her hands. New numbers reveal that Jefferson High School is a failing school. That means the school's test scores have not improved from the year before.
There's been years of lack of achievement. You can't get there overnight. And if you did, you would think there was something wrong.
Part of the numbers means students have a chance to transfer if they want. Mom Novena Doherty posed the question to her daughter Sarah.
I want my children to get the best education as anyone else's child wants. They deserve the best no matter what school they're at.
I say I don't want to go to a different school. I mean, I like it there. Like when I first went there, I was only going there for dance, but then I started like seeing the way the teachers act and the way kids act, and it kind of reminded me of my middle school, which is kind of like a big family, and so it was kind of fun there for me.
While Jefferson excels in sports and the dance team, they have a long way to go academically.
I think the biggest challenge is to stay the course and to say that, this is the route we're going to go and we're going to see it through to the end.
Sarah wants to move to New York to become a dancer. She says the tools she's learned at Jefferson will help her in the long run.
It makes me want to make a difference to everyone.
Ann Yeager, KGW News Channel 8.
Oregon is making sure nearly every uninsured child in that state has access to health care. Governor Ted Kulongoski signed the Healthy Oregon bill into law today. State coverage will be expanded to include 80,000 uninsured children and 35,000 low-income adults. To pay for it, the state will tax hospitals and insurance providers. Coverage will be extended in 3 stages based on the federal poverty level, which is currently just more than $22,000 a year for a family of 4. 2 journalists are heading back to the U.S. tonight after getting a pardon from North Korea's Kim Jong-il. Laura Ling and Yuna Lee are both traveling with former President Bill Clinton to Los Angeles right now. Mr. Clinton visited the communist country to help secure their release. Officials arrested the women back in March while they reported on the border between North Korea and China. They were originally sentenced to 12 years hard labor, charged with sneaking into the country. The journalists will be reunited with their families when they get to Los Angeles. The effort to recall Portland's mayor gained steam tonight. Organizers have another 62 days now to gather enough signatures to trigger a vote to recall Mayor Sam Adams. So far, they've gathered 4,000 of the 50,000 signatures they need. Organizers claim Adams lied about a sexual affair with a legislative intern during his campaign.
I know that this is a very, very contentious issue facing our city. One thing I need to stress is that we are a positive campaign, and hearing both sides of the story is very, very important to our democracy. And that's why I'm doing this recall. It's not about sex, but it's about lies.
Opponents claim the recall efforts are actually about sex and an attack on the openly gay mayor. An Oregon resort may be more at risk, that is, of getting hit by a tsunami than first expected. Today, Oregon scientists revealed a report showing the next few decades are ripe for another 9 or so magnitude earthquake. They say about 150 miles off the coast, 2 gigantic plates of earth are rubbing against each other. The latest evacuation maps show water from a tsunami would reach much farther inland than scientists guessed just about 10 years ago. Well, no tsunami here. This is a view of the Rose City, Portland, a little bit earlier on this Tuesday evening. Lisa Van Cise returns in just 2 minutes with a look at the full forecast for you. Then put that phone down. There is a new way to get a company's attention when you have a problem with them. We'll show you how to tweet your complaint. And a pair of familiar faces battle for a roster spot in the city of Renton as the former Beavers try to make a name for themselves with the Seahawks.